And it's showtime.
Hey guys!
Welcome back to the Slotheads with Harry.
Yaho, and Nico.
Good evening, everybody. How's your week been? Sorry.
How's my week been, or the guys?
Exactly. Well, yours to start off with.
Mine's been okay. It's been interesting. I had great fun doing Roger's car that I unboxed and deleted it last week. I had great fun doing video of that, and I posted that today. That was good fun. Today, all sorts of excitement. Latvia's changing over from Russian electricity to European electricity. So we've internet coming and going, and tomorrow we're expecting power cuts and all sorts of crazy stuff. So if I disappear, you guys will know what happened to me.
So in case Harry disappears, it's only because of electricity, nothing else. Okay.
Yeah. Didn't get nuked on.
It's just like gone. No.
Yeah.
There is already something going on in the chat. Well, sorry, how about my week? My week's just been busy working, busy working. I didn't even make it to the track this week. So yeah, not to the club track, I mean. So that was it. I mean, nothing big to tell. But maybe we'll just jump over to the chat for a minute.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome, for example, Fox and Wolves, 6 o'clock in the morning in Australia. Highly appreciated. Thank you, guys.
Excellent. Thanks for dropping in, guys, so early. It's even before it's before breakfast time. It's just not right to eat at that hour in the morning.
Well, having the first breakfast with Harry and me, or the first coffee, well, yeah, you need to be a hard one there. Then there is, of course, Bo. Welcome, Bo. Good to have you. There is Big Oak Raceway. Clearwater just dropped in. There was Mad Dad, who posted he's on the way back home from work, listening to us.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Roger.
The chat is filling. So, what's on your bench, Harry? Let's hear or see.
What's on my bench? Besides a big mess. What I'm working on at the moment, and it's not even glued. I'll hold it up; it'll probably fall apart because it's not glued yet. But I've been hand painting my Gulf sign from Magnetic Racing, and I haven't glued it yet. So I've been painting that with acrylic paints. Didn't spray it. I used acrylic paints and brushes. I wanted to give it that sort of rustic effect where it's painted years ago. So I didn't even use white. I used a sort of a creamy color. I can't show it. It'll all fall apart if I tip it up. But that's what I've been doing. Been having great fun. And these kits are amazing. They click together so nicely. They're cut so precise. It's really good. So what's on your bench? What have you been up to?
Well, my bench has been busy. I did the 3-minute Thursday last week, complaining that I've got so much on my workbench. So I thought I'll start out with one thing, and that was the Mercedes auto transporter from Area 71, the 3D printed one. That is already painted. So I did the clear coat.
Excellent.
And I did a shiny clear coat this time. I'll do sometimes also the semi-gloss one. So, but this one got the full treatment.
The full treatment.
So
we will be getting to see that soon, will we?
Oh yes, you will. We will. I just wanted to progress a little, so I'm taking pictures of the status in between to put it in a video then, and so the bits and pieces are coming together, like front bumper, rear bumper, cockpit, glasses, things like that. Yeah.
I know that's like a truck. It's like a transporter, and you have does it actually run on the track?
It has a 3D printed 1/24 chassis.
Okay.
And it will run on track. it will slowly, but it will run on track.
Maybe
With a Mercedes, in the backpack.
Back, cool. And we might see that on your club track, maybe. Yeah.
Yes, I'm planning on doing that.
Very good. Interesting. Hey, just want to say hello to. We have we have Rahul from Conquest Racing Club. Welcome, Rahul. And we also have Easy E. Welcome along, Easy. Glad to have you here. We have Mike G. Welcome, Mike. And who else have we got? Oh, UC from Australia. Welcome along, Dave. David, welcome. David's doing a big route at track at the moment. I don't know if you've seen that post where he had this massive machine doing the routing for him. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was the CNC. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. You just go down with your plan and you say, here you go, route this for me. That's
perfect. If you've got someone to do it for you, yeah. And
there is also just popped in as well. Hiya, Tom. Welcome along.
Exactly.
Guys, I have no chat on my screen, so that's why I keep looking down at my phone for the chat. So that's why I'm like this all the time. Nico's sitting there going, "Why is Harry got no chat on the screen?" Nico will get used to. Nico, you'll get used to me in technology.
All good. We've both got our fields of experts, so one's better there, the other one's better there, so going back and forth. All good.
And we have another person in the chat. RTDL Racing Club. Welcome. Along.
Thanks for stopping by. The chat is filling up. What do you want to do as first topic, Harry? We made up our mind on what we're going to talk about. What do you want to start with, Harry? Your decision. You choose.
We'll start with something that I've been avoiding doing because I'm too chicken to start doing it. We'll start with painting.
Okay.
Painting a slot car. Now, as you guys know, and you're probably bored of me showing this particular Mercedes that I keep on planning to paint. Okay, and I've stripped the paint off it with, I commandeered some of my wife's nail varnish remover. So I stripped it with that stuff because you can't get this 99% alcohol stuff, 99% that people use. Can't get that here. So I stripped it with the nail varnish remover. And I've sanded it. I sanded it with 2000 grit paper, so it is fairly smooth. But you know what I'm afraid to do? I'll show you why. I'm using car spray paints. I don't have an airbrush, so I have bought plastic primer. Okay, this stuff here, plastic.
Sorry, Harry. Let me just interrupt you for a second. I have a question for all of you guys out there in the chat. When you paint a car or a kit, do you use primer? Yes or no? Just let us know.
I was not going to use primer. And this is something I want to broach on. If you see a guy, and we ask questions, and you might go to one of the pages, Scalelectric's page, Carrera page, one of our Slotcar Misfits page, and the guy would say, what process do you use for painting your car? And then you get you guys to say, use the primer, like Rahul just said, like I bought the plastic primer. And then you've other guys who go, no, don't use the primer, just sand the body and go ahead. And then you've guys who say, use a primer and then give it a light sanding with wet and dry paper. You've other guys who say, no, don't do that. Then you've guys who say, paint with the primer, but you've only got, every 10 minutes, you got to put a second coat or a third coat. And the trouble is, there's so many varying advices. Some people would ask a question and they get 30 different answers to the same question. And this is why I've been putting it off. Now, I know Brake Late Racing said, yes, use primer. Rahul said, yes, use primer. So I'm definitely going to, this week, I promise I'm going to spray primer on this car and we'll see it. Now, my question would be on the primer, because this is all in Lithuanian and Russian and God knows what. One coat and sand it, or 2 coats and sand it, or 1 coat and don't sand it? What would you guys tell me to do?
Well, I want to get a half a step back because I'm absolutely with you. I do use primer always. Because I had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful painted resin body where I haven't used primer. It was a beautiful paint job. And what happened is it kissed the barrier and the paint just broke off.
Okay.
And everybody was looking at the body and said, there is no primer, there's no connection between the surface of the body and the paint itself. My experience.
Okay. So,
like you, I'm gonna change over for a second now. Like you, I do use spray can, which means, for example, I use the Tamiya primer. Comes in white, comes in gray, light gray, and it says for plastic and for metal. But I also started to do airbrush, not because I'm really a fan of it, but what got me into it was the possibility of using water-based colors, which means, as an advantage to me, no smell. First of all, easy to clean. Secondly, I'm a lazy guy, you know. Easy to clean means I can clean the airbrush with water. Done. I don't need to take it apart. No fussing, no fiddling, no. Clean it with water. All good. And even they have or offer primers. So this is the brand Vallejo. It's a Spanish brand. They have about 1,000 different colors, and I'm sure Rahul will jump onto it right away because that's the main color those guys paint the figurines with. So the primer comes in white, gray, black, blue, red, whatever you want to have it.
Unfortunately for me, the only one I could find was clear, which for me is a bit. I like to see where I've sprayed and how heavy it is and all. Like, would you believe I used to spray classic cars going back 38 years ago? So I've forgotten most of it. But I remember doing it. We used to use a 2-pack primer, and then we'd use a cellulose top coat. And of course, in between, you're using tack cloths, and I was sanding. But with this stuff, number one, I can't see how good or bad my coat looks. And then I don't know whether to sand this with 2,000 or 4,000 wet and dry.
Well, the good thing is you can use as many layers as you want. You can use 1,200, 2,000 grit also as many times as you want, even if you get down to the surface of the body again. The main thing is using the grit paper enlarges the surface where the color can hold on to.
You
know what I mean? If you have a very slick surface, there's nothing the color can hold on to. And if you grind it, it's a lot of fine lines on the body, and that's where the color can hold on to. Very simply speaking now. Plus, RTDL Slot Racing Club has put it in a perfect way. There's most of the time there is something, there are some oils or other chemicals on top of the body to get the body out of the mold, whether it's a resin body, whether it's an injection plastic body, whether it's a 3D body, it doesn't matter. So that helps a lot. So yes, I would do it. And the only reason why I another reason why I changed to airbrush is, of course, with an airbrush you can get paint on a body very thin, which means not a lot of weight being put on the body. So that's one of the big differences.
So
going back, what kind of color do you use? What spray color do you use?
Well, again, it's the same brand because I wanted to stick with the same brand of paint because I didn't want any confliction between the different. So this brand, and I'm literally, it's just the grey.
Okay, yeah.
It's just multi-surface grey. So I just wanted to paint this car grey. It's a gloss. You know, it's a, can we see? Let me see. Teal grey, glossy. So I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
Just put a couple of stripes on it or something like that. Very basic from my first car. Don't want to get too fancy. And then jumping the gun a little bit. If I get to that stage, do you put a coat on top when you're finished spraying this color coat? Do you also use a protective coat after that? I remember spraying a motorbike years ago.
Like a clear coat or something?
Yeah. I sprayed a motorbike years ago and I got a camouflage color and I loved it. And I put on clear coat and it bubbled out. I couldn't believe it. Ruined the whole paint job. So
yes. That is something very crucial. It's even worse when you have a body where you have big decals on, and it takes you a lot of effort to get those set on, flat, nice covering.
Yeah.
You wait for it to dry, and then you put the clear coat on. And what do the decals do?
Yeah, lift up.
They start to shrink up.
I remember a few months ago, Slotcar had this exact problem with a car he was spraying. Dave had this problem, and it drove him crazy. I know he got it right in the end, and that's why I'm not even going with stickers. You know, I'm doing, and when I'm finished the job, I'm just putting vinyl stickers on it, and that'll be it.
Okay.
But the question is still, do I put a varnish over the vinyl stickers, or do I put them on last?
With the 32 cars, there are some guys that put this floor clear, I don't know what it's called, on top of that. So for like wooden floors or plastic floors, there is something to protect it.
Oh, okay. And it's like a polish, floor polish, some type of floor polish.
Yes, exactly. So there are guys out there that use that. I personally use for this clear coat. This is quite not as aggressive as others, and for a flat surface, I'm using this one.
Okay.
So it's the same brand basically. It's the same brand. This is just flat, and this is glossy. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're going for sort of a vinyl look as opposed to a high gloss type of style.
Exactly.
With this stuff dries.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead, Nick.
That's a good thing. This is, for example, paint for the airbrush. It's already diluted. It's ready to use. You just drop it into your airbrush and go for it. Again, I'm a lazy guy, So
you want to find the easiest
that.
Without the mess. Well, I know this stuff dries in 10 minutes, so I've also read that really with this stuff, I should keep going. If I want to put 3 or 4 coats on, don't stop, because as far as I know, you have to wait a whole day and a half or something before you can redo it if you stop. So this is another thing. Some people say, do it, leave your 10-15 minutes and then put your next coat on. Don't leave it for a few hours and go back, because you'll have a problem. Again, other people online say, no, this is always the problem. People asking questions online. The 50 answers to the simple question.
Ask 5 people, get 7 opinions. Yes, I know.
Yeah, sometimes tons of them. I do laugh when that happens on the Slotcar pages, and then I usually text you and I go, well, I hope those 35 answers fixed your question. It's like, no.
Now Rahul nailed it. The clear coat I'm using is called, or the brand is Mr. Hobby. Yes, that's right. That's the 2 of them, Mr. Hobby, and those are from Mr. Hobby. Those 2, the clear ones, clear coat ones. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, this will be my first venture into painting plastic cars as opposed to real cars. So it'll be interesting. I've avoided doing it. I wanted to have a chat with yourself and the guys in the comments to see what the recommendation was. So again, we're clear coating this. Are we sanding it after we clear coat it or not? What do you think?
It depends on what kind of surface you want to have. If you want to have like a really, really shiny clear coat where you can like adjust your hair, well, in my case, adjust those 2 hairs, or adjust your beard as you do, wait for 24 hours, use the highest grit paper you can get hold of, like 4,000, 8,000, something like that. Grind it wet, and then respray it. You'll get, if you the more often you do it, you'll get what we call shiny as a baby butt, you know?
Yeah, shiny. Yeah, really shiny. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll experiment. I mean, I just don't want to ruin the body. You know what I mean? I don't want to. My first car, I want to give me the confidence to maybe paint some more. I don't want it to go all wrong, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm not painting cars anymore, because this car, as is particularly ugly. This is the one with the flames.
Yes.
Now I've seen the real car. Actually, do you know, I always thought it was a fantasy car in the brain of some Carrera guy. And I was watching the racing last week, and I've seen there is an actual real car with these flames on it. And yes, it's just as ugly in real life. Sorry, guys. There'll be somebody horrified now. They'll be like, "Oh, Harry." Nico, we give the comments a quick look, see if we missed any questions or anything.
Not as far as I'm aware of.
Slot Journal, yeah, welcome along, my friend. Oh. And Ad, welcome, Ad.
So RTDL was more anxious or nervous about painting his track.
Yeah, someone asked me recently, "Are you going to paint your track?" And I was like, "No." I just don't want to take the chance in case I ruin it. And then people, after the fact, people say, "Oh, did you not do this first?" And you're like, "Well, no one told me that." So I just said no. But I have seen some track. Is it Massimo's track that's painted grey and it looks amazing?
Yes, that there are many tracks out there that look amazing, even with with those tire marks along. And there are real artists out there. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd love to have the confidence to do it, but no. No.
Okay, so in case, are there any questions on painting or anything we might be able to help you on with, or ask your colleagues in the chat? Like Rahul already knew the brand that I'm using, and I'm sure he knows the brand for painting figurines as well, because that's airbrush paint. So there are different possibilities out there. And again, there is no right or wrong, just trial and error, what works best for you. And maybe for you, Harry, one suggestion: do you have a room where you've got your heating in? That is always
no, absolutely. I know all about that from painting the real cars. No, I have my boiler room, and that's where
you need to put it for drying. Yeah.
I'll actually leave the tin of paint in the boiler room and let it all get equal temperature. And my boiler room is really hot, so it'd be like a proper spray booth. And before guys say ventilation, no, I don't have ventilation. I'll open the door for a minute and I'll wear a mask, and that'll do me.
I made my spray booth myself.
Mm-hmm.
I got one of those plastic buckets in square from IKEA. For storing toys.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
I cut a hole in the back.
I
bought a very cheap ventilation for toilets, for washrooms, and put it in the rear.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
And then just a tube to the window. That's it.
Yeah, like the tubes you get for kitchen ventilation units and all. It's just as flexible.
Exactly.
I could do that, but then I'd have to dig a hole in the wall to ventilate it. For the amount I'm going to be spraying. But believe me, I mean, would you believe the guy who had me, we're going back 30 years, the guy who had me spraying cars had me spraying 2-pack paint with an ordinary cheap mask. And I had asked him, are you sure this stuff is safe to spray with just an ordinary? Oh, yeah, it's grand. Go ahead. No problem. And I was spraying 2-pack paint. Absolutely shouldn't be spraying that unless you have proper face mask with proper filters. So I done that. I painted about 6 cars like that. So, you know, a little bit of this. And I'm not advising, don't do it. Don't do as I do. But a little bit of
this at home. Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, don't try this at home, and don't smoke when you're doing it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that.
But yeah.
Okay, so everybody seems to be quite happy or satisfied, or no more questions. That's good.
Slot Journal was saying basic latex or latex. Sorry, is just use that. Now I use that paint for doing my borders. I made borders out of laminate. What's it called? A laminate flooring. Is that what it's called? Yeah, laminate flooring. I made my own borders out of that, and I use latex paint for painting that, and the top coat then was black acrylic paint on top of the latex paint.
Did you just see Rahul's comment?
Yeah, you lick your paintbrushes.
Absolutely right, Rahul. Okay.
Yeah. I think I have sometimes. After what I've done last week, yeah, absolutely.
Just a quick shout out to my brother Rahul. This is a Mevo camera. Don't need to say more, Rahul. So I'm using a different camera today, and one of the main reasons I'm doing it is Rahul. So, brother, thank you. Good. Getting off topic now.
At least your camera works, unlike mine last week.
Oh yeah.
And having to go out on my phone. Oh, last week. Oh, without you, it was a disaster, Nico. We need you. I mean, number one, the camera wouldn't connect again to my phone, or to my computer. When I went on the internet, it said your camera's being used by another program. I had nothing else open. Don't know why. So that was the first disaster. Then I decided to go with my phone. I could only get my phone to record in vertical mode. It wouldn't work in horizontal mode. So, and then, as you know, I've done the whole thing. We'd loads of chat. We'd great guys. I've done the live unboxing. And then an hour and a half later, I pressed the wrong button and deleted it. It was gone. I was like, oh, just forget about last Friday. Just cancel the whole thing. I was disgusted because I unboxed those wonderful Revo Slotcars that Roger, my dad, sent me, and they were amazing. But I have my post out today about it, so go, you can have a look at that. Have you got anything interesting received lately?
Received?
Anything in the box or anything you do?
Well, if you want to, we can do a very official unboxing right now. Because I received the package today. I've been waiting for, again, very long. I know I keep saying this, but to me, it always takes too long until a package arrives. So yes, we could do. Give me a second.
Okay, that's a car-sized box.
The size is definitely a car-sized. Yes.
Is that your address there? You want to be careful.
Which one? I'm not showing it. So what we could do is, the only thing I did is I cut it open. I have not looked into I can show it to you because the wrapping is still original in there. It's still good. So let's see if Harry's right.
That paper looks very familiar to me.
It's French paper.
Yeah, I knew it. That's the paper he uses. Yeah, I knew it. That's exactly the way mine come when I get them from France. Yeah.
So for all of you out there who don't know what Harry and I are talking about, this delivery comes from Slotcar Union in France.
Yeah.
Where I did a pre-order.
What is it? Advanced slot, yes. Upside
Yes.
down. Advanced slot. Okay. Okay, hold on. Oh my God. Hold on a second, Nico. You haven't shown what it is. I wonder if the guys know what that would be.
I was already telling in one of our previous videos that I pre-ordered it. So anybody got it?
Oh yeah.
I'll just take out the advanced slot box because, of course, what's also in there is
tires. I bet you. If I know you, there'll be tires. Yeah, there's tires.
and
is that
they learned
RDS or TY RDS?
There is also.
Oh yeah, of course. Do you know he sent me the licorice Haribo only once, and they were amazing. And when you order, you can make a comment. So the next time I order often during the year, I might say, "Hey, send me licorice."
So I'm not doing any brand advertisement. No, not doing that. Far away, far away. So I haven't received any ideas what could be in there.
It's a Batman car.
Advanced Slot don't do Batman cars.
Thank God. Sorry, Batman fans. Oh, foot and mouth, Harry.
Ooh, that's even better now. I see it than from having ordered it. So no comments so far on what it could be.
A mini baguette. Yeah, it'd be nice if you got a baguette inside that from France.
Yeah. Ooh, look who's just joined in.
Hi, Marty.
Hi, Marty.
Welcome along.
Welcome along. So, guys, girls.
Woo. What is that? It's a Yaris, Toyota Yaris. That is a very unusual livery. Could you even call that a livery? That's the most unusual looking color scheme. Is that a fantasy livery, or did somebody actually paint it?
No, it was the real test livery when they took the car on the road for test drives. So that
usually when companies take a car on the road for test drive, they don't want to stand out. I mean, talk about, in your face.
This didn't work. I think this didn't work with this car.
Okay.
Yes, Pete. Yes, Pete, I agree. It is a beautiful car. I'm not going to open it because they've sealed it. So if I unwrap it now, it'll fall out. Hey, Tojo.
Hi, Talib. Welcome along. I have to, while we're here, that's lovely. I drove from Ireland to Latvia in a Toyota Yaris, so that I can vouch they're great little cars. Now that's a modern one. Mine was a bit of an old wreck, but there you go. Still great.
I'm usually not into rally cars, but this one caught my eye, and I just knew I had to have it. There was no freaking way around that car.
That's true what you say, Marty. Marty's saying about the Tesla, so people can't really see what the car looks like. I mean, that particular color scheme, you can't see any of the shapes. The eye is just bombarded with all these different shapes of the paintwork. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Marty,
those livers. Yeah.
Marty, just a quick word here. I'm sorry I don't get on your live too often. You go out at 3 o'clock for me here, 3 a.m. in the morning. So, when I can, I do. But I'd love to be there more often. But, it's very late for me. And I mean,
we've got a new visitor. Well, new to me. Hi, Life P. Welcome. Good to have you. Thanks for stopping by. And yes, this car is beautiful. Again, there was no way around it. There was no freaking chance I could pass on that car. It's got a suspension on every wheel, not axle, wheel.
The Slotcar? Yeah.
And it's a 4-wheel drive.
Oh, very interesting car.
Very. And I promise, I will do a comparison, another unfair comparison. I already did one unfair comparison. I'm going to do another one on four-wheel drive cars because I've got an old SCX Audi, the IMSA one. That's got a four-wheel drive. I've got an SRC, the Lancia S4. That's got a four-wheel drive. And that beauty has got a four-wheel drive. So I'm gonna, all on original wheels, magnet out. I'm gonna do one of those, yeah.
That'd be interesting. That's a fairly interesting car now. Independent suspensions on all four wheels. Wow.
Oh yeah. Carlos, you just came in too late. I just showed this one. I need to show it for Carlos.
I think
he's a
Carlos
rally guy.
like that. Yeah, a four-wheel drive, independent suspension. Yeah, definitely.
Carlos, it's still warm. I mean, this is still out of the oven, so to say. It was delivered to me today. So, yeah. Sorry, guys.
We definitely love to see the body. Yeah. We'd love to see the body taken off that. You're going to have to give us an in-depth look at that when you do decide to actually open it and give us a look on your channel.
Yeah. I will.
That's a fine-looking car.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. I just again, I couldn't. I saw it on the pre-announcement, and I couldn't pass on that one. I just couldn't.
Yeah. Nice car. I have no advanced slots. I've looked at them on and off when I was looking through the Slotcar Union's pages, and sometime I might get one just to try. I really need to eventually get one of each car just to see what each brand is capable of. So,
absolutely, yeah. Well, you can't do a mistake on advanced slot now. Absolutely not. It's really good cars. My point of view, my 2 cents.
Advanced Slot, are they an Italian company as well?
Spanish.
Okay.
Spanish company. Yeah.
Spanish company. Okay.
Yeah. Rahul.
Rally cars.
I've got 2 1-24s. I'll give you a private tour on my basement. I'll show them to you. Online, or if you're here, of course.
Did anyone see the live tour Rahul done last week of his basement? It was unbelievable. Oh wow. That was so funny. We were looking at Joe from Herrera's Career, and Joe was just going through boxes and they go, "Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this!" And Rahul was like, "Stop, Joe!" It's so funny. It was hilarious.
Yeah, Rahul, you do trust Joe, because I think Joe was going out like 2 or 3 times the size, and all cars packed underneath his
lunchbox. He had the lunchbox with him.
Oh yeah. How about looking at something that others have already looked at, but our way, Harry?
Okay.
What I mean is this.
Oh, yes. Yes. We were talking about a couple of cars that we fancied.
So this has been all over, of course. Fly have issued their announcement on the cars for the first quarter. And so Harry and I decided that we would have a look into it and decide which ones would we like, which ones we don't like. Personal taste. Don't nail us down on it. Tastes are different, thank God. That's one of the main reasons why this world works. This is page 1. There is Porsche 911, Renault 5 GT Turbo, another 911. No, that's sorry, 934, an Audi Quattro. Ooh,
interesting.
An E30 BMW. Oh yes, a Lancia, another Porsche 911 and a 917. So what will be in there for you, Harry?
For me, first of all, the Porsches would be no for me. So the Renault 5 GT, I like that. I always loved Renault 5. So the Renault 5 GT, I definitely like. the BMW M3 jumps out at me simply because that has the 7-Up livery, which I remember from the Jordan Formula 1 days when the Jordan cars had their 7-Up livery. So I'm sort of, being an Irishman, that livery always jumps out at me. I like the Audi Quattro, but definitely I'd go, first of all, the Renault Turbo. And I do like the Porsche 917, the classic Porsche. Even the Lancia. But out of all of those, my favorite would be the Renault 5 GT.
Funnily enough, for me as well, for me, it's got a story, because when I was young, which is like 100 years ago, there was a race class all over Europe with a Renault 5 GT turbos. And it was a class where young race drivers could start out with. They had to use the same material, so they couldn't mock up the cars. And people like Walter Röhrl and others were starting their career in that. And there's a racetrack close to where I live, like 20 kilometers away. And again, I was a young kid, and I was placed overlooking a long straight that is coming towards us as a spectator. And there were 3 Renault 5 turbos side by side.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is, the middle one was on the roof.
Okay.
And the other 2 took him with him.
Yeah. Yeah. So he flipped and got stuck in between them, and they started dragging him along.
The other
I'm
2
sure
just went out.
I'm sure the driver was very pleased about that. No, I definitely like them. Yeah, I remember as a young fella, and they were very, very rare in Ireland, and I only ever seen one at a car show. And even now, they're extremely rare, and they go for silly money. But I seen one, and I loved it, absolutely loved it.
Well, there was also like a street version, so you could buy it, as you mentioned, you could buy it as a street car. And there was one detail to it that I was fascinated about. If you would open the hood, there was a tiny, tiny wheel at the turbocharger where you could turn up the pressure or turn down the pressure for the turbo, which means more horsepower or less horsepower. For the standard guy, just knowing where to actually pull the trigger.
Yeah, that was interesting. So you could play around, you could have a bit of fun with it. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of likes for the 917, of course. I think that's an all-time favorite. Everybody likes a Porsche 917.
Yeah. Well,
so maybe we should go to page 2.
Slightly mad, says none for us there, but there's more to come.
Yes. There you are. That's the second page of their catalog.
Oh, we've jumped. Okay, let's go. What have we got next?
We've got that's a 908, another Porsche, another 911, another Renault 5 Turbo, 911 Lancia, and Renault 5.
So they seem
to really go for those molds with a 911 and the Renault 5, just in different liveries.
Mm-hmm. So what would your favorite one be out of that, or is there a couple?
It's just top right Renault 5 Turbo again. Nothing else in there for me, because I don't think a Fly 908 will be able to compete with an NSR 908, to be honest.
Okay,
That'll be too much of work.
I just don't like the look of the classic one. The Camel, the yellow GT Turbo would be the one I would pick out of all of those. I mean, Rahul knows me. He knows I'm not a Porsche guy. So now and again, I'd see a Porsche. I've seen one 911 once in Gulf livery. I think it was a Carrera. And I said, yeah, I like that. I'd have that. That was probably one of the very few Porsches that I actually said I'd like. Okay, Dave likes what was it Dave said? The 903. Oh, Dave likes the 903. Okay. Yeah. I need to see that from some different angles. Sometimes you know, you need to see the back of the car, the engine, the exhaust details. It can transform the whole way. The whole way you look at the car can transform. Sometimes the side angle is not the best view.
Well, life, I know, been there, done that. Check my videos. Yes, I made a Lola T70 run really, really well from Fly, which is very uncommon to make it work properly. A lot of work in there. But I used one of Marty's hints on the front axle, and that was a perfect hint, to be honest. So yes. So shall we move on?
Yeah, sorry? We have Jamal in the chat. Welcome along, Jamal. Slotcar's up
Oh yeah, welcome, Jamal. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, Jamal's scenery work is unbelievable. It's amazing. Have you seen his scenery? Wow.
Absolutely stunning job, Jamal. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Fantastic. Huge basement to do too. Okay, what have we got? Okay, well, look, I absolutely, I mean, wow. I mean, this is the one car that I said I'll buy about 4 or 5 slot cars this year. And that Ford Transit, absolutely, I love it. That's beautiful. I just love that. So that would be my pick of the Fly selection for this year. Absolutely. I don't know how it'll run, but I think it would be great fun.
Well, it's definitely a change to have a Ford Transit on your Slotcar track. I have to admit, but yes, Harry mentioned it right from the beginning when he saw the catalog and said, "That's my car. I want that."
We need a Renault Traffic for it to race against. Next year, Fly, we need a Renault Traffic.
Exactly. Well, to me, it is good to see that they're bringing the M1s back, because there used to be a race class in our sister club with the M1s, and they really ran well. We used foam tires on the rear. That's, of course, quite a big difference, but worked very, very well. So there is one more page. Yes.
I see Bo's comment.
That's an interesting one.
You won't be able to see Jamal anymore if he keeps on building scenery. Oh, yes. Okay, well, look, we have another Transit. So, of course, you know, another Transit is always good.
Well, it's. I think that's going to be a white kit, so you can paint it yourself, which is good. I like that. Absolutely like that. Yeah.
I'd probably paint it black and put one of my logo stickers on the side of it, which a van would be perfect for. So that's probably what I do if I got the white kit. So
now, of course,
Fly do make lovely models. And sometimes I wish they got their chassis and their motor sorted out a little bit better, so they just run a little bit stronger. You know, sometimes they're beautiful models, but their running parts need a little bit of sorting sometimes.
And yes, I absolutely do agree on the yellow Audi Quattro. That's definitely an interesting car, let's put it that way. But for me, being Austrian, the only choice on this page is, of course, the BMW in green, red, white, red, because that sponsor is an Austrian beer sponsor. So, yes. All the way. That is my car.
Okay. So we look forward to you unboxing one of those later in the year.
One after the other. Yeah.
RTDL talking about Jamal's scenery. I seen Jamal posted up one of those signs, one of the magnetic racing, the big sign, and I think it was the NASCAR sign. And he had it was like overgrown. It was like something that was taken over by nature, and it looked amazing. Fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What journal loves beer liveries? I love the I don't know how to pronounce it. What's that? The M1 in orange, Jägermeister or something like
Jägermeister, yeah, yeah,
Jägermeister. Yeah, that's
yeah,
I do love that livery.
yeah.
Really stands out.
Well, you see, I can assure you that's the weak point of the chassis. That's where every M1 chassis breaks. In case you have a broken one and you want to keep the car, get yourself a 3D printed replacement chassis and you'll be the happiest man in life, believe me.
Okay. 1 month old. Wow, that didn't last, didn't it?
No,
Chassis
they really break quite easily on that point. Yeah. Yeah. But I've got, as a surprise, I've got one more picture here, just to please Harry.
Oh, that's amazing. So lovely. That's amazing. We need that. We need a Renault Traffic to race against, or maybe a Mercedes. Was it Vito?
Yeah.
We need a van class. I think in clubs and all, people would have great fun racing a load of vans against each other. Come on, you get loads of white van men joining all the Slotcar clubs. All the couriers with their Mercedes Sprinters and all. Yeah, Mercedes Sprinter. We need one of those as well. Oh, Fly, you've got onto something there. I bet you they sell loads of these vans and they might start thinking, that's interesting.
Yes, Fox and Wolves, you're right. We did miss out on that one. That's a beautiful livery as well. The Rothmans, it's always a good paint job or a nice livery, the Rothmans one. So,
I always love Rotman's, even with the Formula 1 cars, Rotman's livery is just fabulous.
Yeah.
Digger printed one for David. They printed him a chassis. Excellent stuff. Look forward to seeing that.
Harry, that one's for you. That's quite an interesting comment by Bo.
Oh, yeah, but it's a very tasty cake. Inside that box, very tasty. You can lick the box.
Absolutely. Hey, there is Rich Slotcar Room just joined. No, you joined before, I know, but I don't know whether we mentioned you. So in case we didn't, Rich, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Rich. And 33 Bean Raceway is here as well. Hello and welcome along.
And thanks for 33 to add to the count. You made it, man. You made our day.
33 is driving in the GRL. How many of the guys here in the GRL this year? I'm sure we have a few guys in the comments who were racing in the GRL.
Maybe just, guys, if you have a question like live, I just picked it up by accident. Please put in 3 Qs in front of your question so it's easier for us to detect in the chat. But I caught your question now. Where do you find 3D printed chassis for Fly Classics 908? Just go to Google, put in Fly 908 3D chassis, and it'll give you all the results and all the companies that sell it. There are quite a few, and they are around I think 9 to 15 euros, that is, a piece. But they fit perfectly. The ones I ordered, at least.
Yeah, interesting. Oh yeah, well, I mean, my Renault Traffic is the same. But I mean, I have a Renault Traffic, and there's no weight in the back of it, and on the ice and snow, and it just slides around all over the place. It's terrible in the snow. I don't have metal on my wheels. I have snow tires, but you might as well just be sliding. You know, they're terrible. So I do for the Transits, and the Transits also. The Ford Transits had a very slab-sided. You know, they were like a block. So it was a very windy day. You feel the thing getting blown along if you're on a motorway and it's very windy. So I drove delivering in them for a few years. So great fun.
We'll add exactly. Well, there's your answer already from Jamal coming. Sorry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Slotcar of Atlanta, and you'll see Jamal's.
You'll find it. Yeah, that's
amazing
for sure.
Amazing scene.
And if you want to know how to drive one of those delivery trucks the right way, just go to YouTube, look up for this Top Gear episode where Mrs. Nürburgring, I can't remember her name, drives one of those delivery trucks on the Nürburgring, like a freaking race car. This is unbelievable. What was her name? Jesus, she was queen of Nürburgring. She won like every race she drove there. Sabine. Dang. Well, never mind. You can look it up. Top Gear, Ford Transit, Nürburgring. You'll have a big laugh. But something else came out this week.
Yeah, and just to mention, Bo always loved the Mercedes Sprinter. Yeah, I drove the Mercedes Sprinter. We had the ones with the twin wheels at the back and were fitted with a tachograph, but they're a great fan. But so they had some bad paint, and a lot of them rusted very, very badly, very, very quickly.
Clearwater, thank you, Sabine. I think it was Schmitz or Schmidt. You're right. Yes, she was queen of Nürburgring. She died far too early, taken away by cancer.
And what sort of racing did she do? Like, what had she a career in racing?
Her career was that she was a race taxi driver on Nürburgring. So you could book her and do a tour. That way, she got to know that track by heart. And she would kick everybody's butt in a GT3. There is, for example, a video up where she starts from last place on the 24 hours of Nürburgring in a Ford GT3. And within the first lap, she overtakes everybody.
Okay, great driver.
This is an unbelievable cockpit video. You should definitely look out for. Gives me goosebumps when I talk about it. But sorry, guys.
Let's Google that lady's name.
Yeah, Sabine Schmitz. Yeah. For the rally guys out there, and we want to be different. So of course we're going to look at Carlos and his fellow rally junkies, addicts. Scaleauto came out with a Skoda Fabia RS this week, and it's anticipated for rally tracks to be the opponent on the Toyota Yaris. So those two cars should be in very tight competition on especially Spanish rally tracks.
Okay. I like that Skoda. I like them Skodas. I particularly like the green and white one. That was another one of the ones that I noticed that I definitely, the Scaleauto, I said, of all the Scaleautos, I like the Skodas. That's the one car that I'd buy this year from the Scaleauto. I know I like the Formula 1 cars as well, but that's, as you well know by now, I'm not into sports cars and I'm not into Le Mans prototype stuff like that. So that Skoda, very nice. Is that a completely new mold? They haven't done them before, have they?
Nope, not that I know of. Not that I know of. Yeah. Hi, Paul. Thanks for joining in. And yes, she was an incredible driver. Thanks for mentioning that. No drama. What's a Skoda? What the heck is a Skoda? That's a cheap VW.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen.
It's a Volkswagen. They produced on a cheap base, and now they went into world rally cars with that car.
If you want to see a Skoda, just look at the Tour de France cycling. You'll see lots of Skodas.
Oh yes, RTDL. Fully agree on that one. Yes, she will be.
I'll definitely Google that lady's name and have a look at her.
Yes, you have to. Yeah. I'll send you a few links, Harry, afterwards.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely. I'll have a look at that. Yeah, I'd love to watch something that I haven't seen before that was recommended, car related. So yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks. Yes, it does help our channels. Now I want to come up with one more thing. Of course, you guys have noticed that there was the Nuremberg Toy Fair. And many or a few of us YouTubers were invited there, went to the different brands like SCX, Carrera, Slothead, and so on, and showed the news. But there was one thing that I personally missed because I think it's a great idea, but I haven't seen it on any of the announcements. So you're still there, Harry?
Yeah, I've collapsed.
You fell asleep.
I'm like, he's
Am I
not
that
gonna.
boring? Guys, tell me if I'm boring, okay? You could have told me differently, you know? And yes, I have to go back. Fox and Wolves just reminded me of something that we also missed. There is a collaboration between Fly and Scaleauto for the
Oh,
Evo 3 series coming up. So the
very
chassis is called Evo 3. Yes, thanks for mentioning that. We missed it, I have to admit. It was on there. So I think
Yeah.
that's a good idea because Fly is well known for having good bodies, but not so
Yeah.
good chassis. Scaleauto is known for both, having good
Yeah.
chassis, having good body.
Yeah.
I think this is a brilliant idea that they match up. Thanks again,
Definitely.
Fox and Wolves, for mentioning. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So what this looks like Joe from Carrera's lunchbox.
Yes, just a little more flat. But if you open it up, it will look like this. It's like a takeaway track, if you ask me.
Okay.
So of
Okay.
course this is meant for kids, no doubt. But I still think it's a good idea to come up with something like this. And the cars that come in there, give me a sec, I just need to call up one more slide. The cars will look like this.
Okay, I think they're the Carrera 164. The Carrera, not Go. What is the other name? They're not called Go. They're called First. Carrera First, I think they're called, aren't they?
Oh, First. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Carrera First. Yes, this could be.
Yeah. Because, I mean, to fit in the box that size, I mean, Carrera Go probably be too big. It's Carrera First. So it's like, I think they're about 1/64 scale.
I'm somewhere in between 43 and 64. I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good for kids. If they get something like that and then bring it to school and show their mates, and you never know, anything that might get young people into slot car racing is good.
I think it's a perfect starter. And if I saw it right, the price will be something like between 50 and 60 euros, which is okay. I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And the thing was, technically, it'd be much better than hybrid.
Fully agree on that one. Absolutely agree on that one.
Oh, sorry, guys. I wonder how many are upset today.
Personal taste, no. I'm also not a friend of hybrid.
That's funny. Joe just came in just as I'm slagging off hybrid because I think he likes the hybrids. Sorry, Joe. And look, we just said it's like your lunchbox.
It looks quite similar. No, it doesn't. It's got a different color. It's slimmer than Joe's box. So no.
That doesn't sound right, Nico. It's Joe's box. I won't tell you what that means in Ireland. Anyway, so nobody else talked about this at the Nuremberg show. Nobody else mentioned it.
I haven't seen anybody mentioning it.
I don't think Carrera even mentioned it. I haven't seen anything like that. Joe's ears are burning. Yeah.
Joe loves his lunchbox. So Joe, maybe your lunchbox will look like this in the future. What do you think?
We're getting some stickers.
So yes, this was most of the news that we collected for this week, or from this week.
Yeah.
For you guys?
Yeah. How are we doing for time?
Well, we're already on 64 minutes, guys.
Yeah, but we've done okay. Maybe next week we talk about that other thing we were thinking of talking about regarding track length.
This is one topic that's definitely on Harry's and my list.
Yeah, I was watching a post from Bryce during the week on his channel, and Bryce and his daughter racing. They were talking about the different size of each lane on a big track when you're going around, and eventually one lane might be a couple of feet longer than the other. And it's a subject we'd like to talk about. So I think we leave that till next week, and we chat about that amongst other stuff next week. And I'll spray this car. And I'll be completely honest with you guys. If it's terrible, I'll show you what went wrong and how terrible it looks. So we'll see if this is a delight or a disaster. And if when it's finished, we'll have to see if it looks delicious.
Rahul just said, Joe is here. Time to go, everyone.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
No.
Oh, poor Joe, we're terrible.
Well, Paul, get better. I just read that you're not feeling too well. I think this is going on worldwide at the moment. Heavy flu and everything to come along with it. So, yeah.
Pete in the UK was very sick last week. He didn't do his Track Fans TV show. He had a really bad bug. So yeah, it's going around.
Absolutely, yeah. There's still people coming in. Slotcars and HO trains, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, welcome.
So yes, what do you guys think if we take a little look onto different track possibilities, meaning producers, what is out there, benefits?
Yeah. We were thinking of doing a thing where for each week we do a little section. 1 week it'll just be about Scaleauto. Now we're not putting ourselves as experts, but we'll find out much as we can about each different system. And we'll talk about 1 week Scaleauto, next week Polycar, then we do Carrera. You know, maybe we thought you might enjoy that. A little section each week, maybe talks 15 minutes talking about each different brands.
RTDL, sorry, Harry. No, they are the odd couple. They'll never get divorced, you know? I can assure you on that. Sorry, just kicking my camera, my tripod.
It's a great friendship there. Do you know, actually, we laugh and all, but Rahul and Joe, when they're live together and all, it's exactly how Irish people are. Me and my Irish friends, we take the we out of each other something terrible. We laugh at each other. Anyone looking in would think they're terrible, but actually no, great friends. And this band, I love this banter. Being Irish, I find it very funny. You know?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, fair play to Joe. He drives 6 hours just to get that banter. I mean, yes. We feel like that, my friend. You'd open the door and your friend would be hi, and you'd be like, "Oh, you." That's how it starts.
Told you, metal. But how can you get the Odd Couple music in your mind now?
Oh, that's not very heavy metal. What was that?
No, that's not really. No.
Music. I think it is.
Both they're called Waldorf and Stettler, by the way. And I mentioned that once already. The two guys from the Muppet Show on the balcony.
Polycar for Roger.
Polycar track for Roger to be looked into.
I bought for Slotcar track in Spain.
Okay.
Okay, so that's yeah. I mean,
no, Joe, we all love you.
Joe knows this.
Yes.
We have to love him. He's gonna spend a lot of money on some Formula One car. I'm not going to say anything. I'm saying nothing about it. That's all I can say is it wouldn't be me. Go install a camera or something. I think Rahul has enough cameras already. He can help me sort my camera out. You see, guys, it works perfect when Nico's here. My camera looks perfect, absolutely perfect. And every time I try and go live on my own, it's a disaster. Now, I'm going to try and plug it into the back of the computer instead of the front. So the next time I'm abandoned, I'll try and get my camera working.
By the way,
Nico doesn't abandon me on purpose. He has to work. I mean, you know, you have to work to get money to buy slot cars.
Rahul, thank you. He's my tech support. Absolutely. Again, I mentioned this before. Spending 3 days with Rahul ended me up in buying 2 cameras and a tripod. Thanks, Rahul. But they work perfectly. I have to admit. Good deal.
Joe doesn't cost me anything. He just gets on the computer and we work our way through it, and I don't have to spend anything. Now, he hasn't sent me an invoice for time or anything yet, so I'll have to watch out for that.
Still to come, I guess. Still to come.
Yeah.
What do you guys, by the way, think of my new picture in the background? And it's just a rumor that this fire extinguisher has got a name on it with 3 letters, and it's not Joe, okay? No.
That's not an electric car, is it?
No, it's a Cobra Daytona.
Okay, no, I was just wondering why there's a fire extinguisher close to it. Okay.
Okay. Joe just said no invoice, okay? So.
Oh, excellent. That's grand. I'll give him a shout tomorrow when he can fix my camera again.
By the way, Joe seems to know the fire extinguisher because he says that's the same one I have. That big?
I think Jennifer probably has a collection of fire extinguishers around the house. Oh no, everyone's terrible to Joe.
We love you. And
you know
that.
You know
that.
What have we got? Just make sure we have.
You can ask me, RTDL, you can ask me nearly everything. Nearly. But on the picture, no problem. And by the way, for those who can't see it,
Fox and Wolf.
Fox and Wolves.
I have to say, Fox and Wolves, amazing. I've seen so many people unboxing your stickers, guys. You must have gone to the post office. I'm sure the guys in the post office are like, oh, Lord. Yeah, it's like this one here, this one here, this one here. It's like, oh.
Europe, States, Europe, States, Europe, Canada.
Fair play to you guys. Good on you. Good on you.
Absolutely. Fox and Wolves, mine's on the way. Jamal, have a great day and have a great weekend. Thanks for joining.
All the best, Jamal. Thanks very much for popping in. Always welcome.
Oh, yes, Rich. They are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything you guys want to ask us? Anything we left open for today? Of course, we're going to come back. No doubt about that.
Do you know, if I was in the chat, if I was in the chat and you said, anything you guys want to ask, I would have texted, yeah, when you're going to finish? I want to go and watch TV. And then I'd be barred from the chat. One of the spanners would say, that's him, out. Get out. Get out. Hey, we don't have any spanners, do we?
No.
Oh, no spanners. We could be trolled someday. You never know.
Clearwater, yes, I will. What for? For the sticker exchange? Anytime. And of course, you need to send some to Fox and Wolves as well. Well, just to do a little advertisements. Join the Discord. It's called Slot Yard. It was set up by Joe and Pete. So Herrera's Carrera and dang, show me your slot cars. Show me slot cars. Sorry.
Show me slot cars. Yeah.
Pete. And it's just exploding because it's more than 120 members already. I've got a spanner, okay, but he made it official now. Rahul, anytime. You're my man. You're my tech support. Come on. So yeah, doing and helping the slot yard. Slot yard is great on Discord. You can have a chat with all of us, like Harry or me or Joe or Rahul, like nearly or us, Fox and Walls, nearly every time of the day. Due to the time difference, there's nearly every time there's someone on, like 24 hours, and you can talk about anything there. Slotcar related.
Yeah, I enjoyed it on Saturday after the show, after Pete's show, showing Slotcars. They had a sort of a meetup after a pre-show chat on Discord, and there was about 6-7 people popping in and out having a chat. It was very enjoyable. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I'm not great on. I enjoyed it. Do you know what else I'm enjoying? The 3-minute Thursday. That's quite enjoyable. I'd be looking at who can fit it in the 3 minutes and who goes over the 3 minutes. I'd be doing mine. I'd be watching the seconds. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Just before the.
What else do I need to squeeze in the 3 minutes? Hopefully, I don't forget anything.
So that's a bit of fun, and it's a great idea, because if we're bombarding YouTube with 3-minute Thursday stuff from Slotcar channels, you're banging stuff out there and it's in the shorts, so it definitely helps the hobby.
Joe will go for a tire tour. Yes, I talked to him about the tire tour.
I know Joe said that, but he spelled tire wrong. It's TYRE.
And I asked him, what do you get it for? Because you're using silicons anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah, you don't need a tire for silicones.
Now, after his last weekend trip to Toronto, being at Ernie's, finding out that you can true front tires as well, and it does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the whole story comes from. Informal information, And he says it's tire.
He sure doesn't mean tired. It's tired.
It's making me tired.
Tire. T-I-R. Do you know, every time I post something and say tire, I always put down tire bracket tire, because you can't ever be someone you spelled that wrong. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. I'm tired of things as well.
Well, Joe, I can imagine that your slot life is upside down after being at Ernie's. Yeah.
He completely misbehaved himself. Absolutely.
Who said that? Okay, so the tire just blows up the whole chat, the tire discussion.
Yeah, we gotta have that silicon tire discussion, the silicon Uterine Carrera.
No.
Well, we're too late on the magnet discussion. The magnet has been done. The magnets have been done for years, but I enjoy the fun with the magnet.
So you want to replace the tire discussion, the magnet discussion now with the tire discussion?
We got to wind the folks up, Well, we'll have the track discussion. That'll be next week. We'll start doing some discussion about tracks. So I don't know. What do you think? Will we start with Scaleauto, guys? Well, we asked the guys what do they want us to start with? What track system would they like us to start with? Don't pick some obscure thing from some place we've never heard of. Can you imagine somebody come up with some ridiculous brand from God knows where.
Exactly.
I want to talk about the Yamikachi track systems. Like, okay. Oh no! Oh, now we have the excuse unless you're on a dirty track, like a dirty.
Jesus, Joe.
You're messed up with silicone.
Yeah, Rahul is tired on the discussion of tires. Okay, we've done 120.
A rich
We
retard.
don't want to bore the rest of the Slotcar world, I guess.
Yeah, we've enjoyed, and it's so nice that I can relax a bit and not be so stressed. And
absolutely,
yeah, it's good. After last week,
I always say that's my 2 hours holiday for the week. You know,
back to work for you. You de-stress. You have that lovely car to look forward to, given the test run and unboxing and everything.
Oh yes. Bo nailed it. Okay, Joe, that's the European way of looking at it. Absolutely. They suck. Until you finally find out.
I've only one pair of aftermarket tires, one set of well, it's actually a pair, it's not even a set of 4. That's all I have in my whole collection of slot cars. I happily run mine with their original tires, and no one's beaten me yet.
Well, thanks, Toju.
Because nobody's racing.
It's fun to us as well, and hopefully we can get this across. And that's what we want to get across, that this hobby is about the community, the fun, the different things you can do with your slot car. That's about it.
Yeah,
enjoy yourself.
Fun. Ad's retired, but he has no grip. Oh, all the tire stuff is coming out now.
Okay, Rahul, thank you. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Rahul. And thanks, everybody.
Beg your pardon?
And thank you to everybody.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thanks for everybody for stopping by, for being in the chat, for leaving comments, for joining in the tired discussion or the retired discussion.
Or in my case, I'm overweight. I've got the spare tire. So spare tire.
I've also got mine always with me. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, what do we got? Thank you, Fox and Waltz. Great show, you pair of clowns. They love us. Okay. Thanks, guys.
At least somebody does. So.
Yeah. There's always a few misguided people out there. Guys, we love doing this. It's great. It's great fun. We really do. We enjoy it.
Okay, I think we call it a wrap now, because Fox and Wolves are bringing up the story of I want to break free again. Joe vacuuming his track. So no, I guess we're gonna get out now.
So guys, next week we'll be back. We'll have a little track discussion. We'll have a look at what's on the bench. I'm going to spray this. So if you're in your house over the weekend or during the week, and from the distance you hear someone going, it's me trying to paint my car and things are going wrong. I fully anticipate things are going to go wrong.
You'll hear it throughout Europe, I promise.
Yeah, you'd be like, what's that? Did I hear someone using naughty language? Okay, guys, we had great fun. Thank you, everybody who came to the chat today. It's amazing. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And see you definitely latest on our next live stream.
And with Man FD, sorry, we're just finished. But if you go on to Nico's channel, Slotcar Dude, he'll put it up. You'll be able to watch it again later on.
Absolutely.
Unlike mine, which I deleted. Hi, guys. Thanks very much for sticking with us.
Thanks for joining. See ya.
All the best.